time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Mental health expert Dr. Teresa Moore and community engager Gil Garrett. A Saturday mix of community, cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Brought to you by Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet of Waterford. Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, Dr. Teresa Moore, and Gil Garrett.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. Oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy
But you know
Saturday.
what? When this microphone go on, everything else changes.
I
We have
love
to
it.
put that smile on and just get
Boom.
ready.
Boom.
Get ready for this
Boom.
hour.
What's up?
Yes.
Listen, you guys
What's
got to
up?
be present.
You
How
gotta
y'all
be present.
doing?
So
How
you
y'all
know-
doing this morning?
You know what? I am
Y'all
super
good.
excited this morning. And the reason I'm super excited this morning because I'm with two of my favorite people this
Listen,
morning.
you super cool, man.
You know what?
You super cool,
Gil,
baby.
you know, when
You
the
got
lights
that-
come on,
Hey,
when the lights come on.
that's what I know.
When the lights come on, even though when the lights go off, I'm going to
Listen.
get in trouble. I'm going to be in trouble at 7 o'clock.
Listen. All
Hey,
I gotta say
happy
is,
Saturday. What's up? Y'all warm today? Listen,
Lord, we done
Well,
had
it's
a whole.
25
we done had a
outside.
whole storm.
We done had a whole storm.
It's
Listen,
25 outside
Weathering
in
the
Michigan.
storm.
isn't that amazing how
Yes.
climates can change like that?
That, bam.
Just like that.
And Monday is
Bam.
supposed to be 60, right?
Listen.
It's supposed to be 60 Monday.
Man,
Oh,
who?
well, that's a heat wave.
Have your
Oh,
heat
yeah,
on
compared.
now, but then turn it down when you leave Monday morning.
Who else?
That's
keep-
if you turn your heat down.
Man.
Man, my wife keep the heat on 69. It don't
See,
move.
it
She don't
ain't
care
moving.
what.
68 actually.
You better
I-
put
shout out
put
to
some
the wife
jogging
this
pants
morning.
Shout
on.
out
You better
to
put
her.
some clothes on.
She got control.
Man,
That's what it is. She
I
got,
don't
she
know
got
if it's
for sure.
control.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
you gotta,
When you
gotta
control
keep
your
that,
heat.
You got to make sure that heat don't move up and down.
But you know what? She's right. I remember growing up, my dad, he taught me when we leave out the house because we were gone most of the day,
Gotcha.
turn that heat down.
Mm.
Turn that heat down.
Oh, you got to touch the thermostat.
Right. You got
You got to touch the hem of the garment.
turn
Boy,
it down.
Come on here. Come
man,
here.
your fingerprint better not get caught on that thermostat,
Listen,
Jack.
and in the summertime too, it's at a certain temp. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
If you cold, get a blanket. If you hot,
Or open the window.
if you hot, don't open the window in
Well,
the
open
air
the-
on. You better open the window in the air on.
Hey, so we didn't have no air. I'm just sorry. We didn't
Oh,
have
okay.
it.
Well, yeah, turn that fan on.
Turn
Open
that
the
fan
window.
on.
Yes.
Open that window. Let me see. Did the window open? Let me see.
All windows had to open.
No. One
Man, we
window
got
did
an amazing
open.
show today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. Listen, Women's Month has been so powerful and energetic and expressive.
Man,
I'm so happy that I've been watching the recaps and listening to them at 12. We got some powerful
You said you've been listening
people
to him? I don't
at
think
12.
you've been listening to him.
Oh,
I've been listening to
trust
it.
You know why I say that?
Trust
Why?
me.
You know why I say that? I'm going to say that off the air.
No, trust me.
I'm
Why
going to
you
say
saying
that
that?
off the air.
Listen. Trust me. when I
Off the
tell
air,
you,
I'm going to say that.
I listen to them.
So,
Do
but you
you?
know
I'm
what,
messing
Gil,
with
you
you.
right. We've had an amazing Women's Month, but you know what we didn't do? We've highlighted a lot of women, but we didn't highlight the Queen yet. She has a ebook that's out. So for all those that are listening right now, she has an ebook
She
out
gave y'all
that
the
you
cheat
can
code.
get on Amazon, and the ebook is called Navigating Auto Loans with Bad Credit. You definitely want to get this comprehensive guide. You can go on Amazon now and you can type in Regina Eileen Wooder, and
Wait a
you're
minute, did you
able
do
to
that?
get that.
Did you do that?
I did. Regina
Ooh,
Eileen Wooder,
you
and you're
did that?
able to get this
She
ebook.
ain't
So
gonna beat me up.
listen,
She ain't gonna
for
beat me
all
up
of
after
those
the
that are
show.
listening, give this to your
Yes.
young adults. Give this to those who are coming up, who are going to be the first to buy new cars.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
want to know the comprehensive things associated with purchasing a vehicle.
For sure.
So get it today.
First
It's a
ebook.
special going. Yeah, it's a special going in March.
So-
It's March Madness, y'all. Y'all better get it.
So if they go to Amazon, it's no special.
Listen.
But if they go to ebook, if they go to, they go to ebook.reginathequeenofcarloans.com, put ebook 50 in, you get that savings, $9.95, Spanish and English audio.
Look at that. We got
paper
bilingual.
and download.
Whoa.
We got bilingual.
Spanish and
that's
See
what I'm
that?
talking
English
about.
and Spanish.
That's
That's
what I'm talking
good.
about.
Trying to cross over.
Everybody,
Trying to cross
but
over.
everybody
but
need
you
to come.
cross over already when you're on Conversations with the Queen. So for those that are listening, you have the opportunity also to listen to Conversation with the Queen live on Facebook with the Hispanic community. And that's what day is that, Regina?
That's every Wednesday
Every
at
Wednesday.
9:30.
Every Wednesday.
9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
9:30 a.m.
Yeah, so y'all have an opportunity. So shout out again to the Queen and for all those who have graced us with your presence this month. Thank you, women. Happy International Women's Month.
Man, National Women's Month.
So we got, it's 6:08, and we got to get into our word of the day, word of the week. But thank you for that shout out, Dr. T. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And then I know that I won't get my butt whooped so bad after the
It's
show
still
is over.
coming.
This is like behind the scenes on the radio.
Yeah, literally.
It's coming. It's coming at breakfast, Gil.
Listen.
Hey, I just keep my mouth shut. I don't want no parts of this
So
about
what's
to
the
go
word
down.
of the day, everybody? Let's get into it.
You
Okay?
came up with the word of the day, so
I didn't know that I was going to be driven to act a certain way. So, since the word of the day is driven, let me just dive right into that. So when I thought about the word driven, I was thinking about what's driving you. And the therapist in me was like, what's driving the behavior? What's driving the triggers?
you trigger.
What's driving an individual to act and be the way that they are? And
okay. So when you being a therapist, though, right? You don't say trigger things that's gonna get people to be like, boop.
You
Because
know,
sometimes it's 5:30 in the when we get here in the morning, y'all. It's 5:30 in the morning.
but you
So
know,
we
a hit
up at
dog
4.
will holler. A hit dog will holler. So
What
if
the-
somebody is triggered, they will show you their trigger.
Did
Listen.
she say hit dog? Did
Yeah,
I'ma
you
tell
know
y'all
that was
something
old
right
She
now.
days.
just
That
called
was
me a
back
dog.
in the
That's like
day.
a dog.
No,
This
that's
is-
back in the day. You got to ask
I
the
ain't
old
never
This
heard
folks.
show
that
is
shit.
about to be the most highly rated show that we have right now. I guarantee it. I'm
Listen.
putting that on everything right
But
now.
let me get back to it. So
Driven.
you
Yes,
know, so
ma'am.
I'm driven by a few things. So that's the reason why I have to prepare for today, because you never know what's going to happen. So what's driving me today? What's driving me today is my number one, relationship with Christ. And number two, what's driving me today is my will to want to see everybody else better, at their best at all times. So what do? Sometimes I have to trigger folks so that they can see their behavior, and then we can change it. We can deal with it. So driven.
Man, she slid that in.
I'm gonna let you handle that one because I'm
listen.
gonna close it up
Okay, so listen.
because you long winded.
I
I figured I
So
would
now
give
we
you
back
a
to
day.
normal.
Wait,
Now
so
we back to
now
normal.
know I
Now we
Listen,
about
y'all.
to trigger you.
Nah,
See
now we
how
back.
you driven.
Right. Now we back to. Man, I tell y'all, listen. Now we back to normal. So when it comes back to my corner, we back to normal. So listen, driven is something that is so personal. It is that thing that you have to do for yourself, no matter how much motivation you've had stored up, no matter how much wisdom you believe you have. When it comes to pushing and executing the vision, there has to be something to drive you, and that comes from internal. Can't nobody give you that. Can't nobody pray over you and make sure that happens. You have to do it for yourself.
That's good.
The change has to be for yourself, but you have to drive that. The healing has to be for itself, but you have to drive that. The personal, just having the audacity to say that I can do this thing in front of me, that's about being driven. And what drives me the most, for me, is looking where I come from and not disappointing all the individuals who prayed me out of that thing.
Come on.
So when I look at myself and I get and say, hey, G, you ain't going to be able to do it, there's something inside of me that be like drives me and pushes me, that's been instilled in me since in the womb, baby. I'm going to drive through this thing. I'm going to be driven, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to get to the end of success.
That's good.
And I'm driven by that.
Amen.
So what I did was I just looked it up in the dictionary. So because we limited on time here, so it says right here, it says it's driven. I'm not the dictionary on Google because everybody uses Google. Is driven a good thing? although drive can be a great thing when you use it in the right ways, it can also lead to single-focused mindset. When you are too driven, it can be difficult to switch off, which can make it difficult to respect your health and well-being. So let me just tell you how I feel about that one. You can be so driven sometimes you don't know how to shut it off, basically.
That's true.
And then when you get triggered, you got to be careful when you get triggered. It's because you got to be able to shut it off. Because when you wake up every day with drive to go, everybody wakes up because they have their why. To me, driven is your why. So basically, what is your why? Are you driven today?
That's good.
Are you? And what is your why?
That's good. Oh, my goodness.
So,
sure why. You got to know your why.
I don't know if y'all clearly understand how powerful and impactful you can be as individuals. But when you allow yourself to be expressive, when you allow yourself to go through the changes, you can only tell a person by the things and the actions that they react to and how they do it. So, listen, we'll be right back with a dynamic show. I'm excited about what's going on. I'm excited to see these powerful women in the studio. So we'll be right back.
With Vivian Hughes.
Oh, Vivian
CEO
Hughes.
of 360 Mindful Solutions.
360?
Yeah, 360.
She got it all space covered.
She does.
Yes.
Everything.
She Michigan bound because she's from Michigan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She is.
We appreciate y'all.
So we'll be right back.
Since 1949, May has been recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month. The Restoration Village invites you to join us on Saturday, May 4th, 2024 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at UWM Sports Complex in Pontiac, Michigan, as we celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month with our third annual Mental Health Awareness Summit. My mental health is my business. Come hear from keynote speaker, Detroit native Dr. Sabrina Jackson, as she shares strategies and inspires us to care for our mental health. There will be a variety of community resources and much more. This event is free and for the entire family, with activities for youth and teens. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday, May 4th, 2024 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at UWM Sports Complex in Pontiac, Michigan for Mental Health is My Business.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Cathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
Good morning, Vivian Hughes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
What, top of the morning? You hear all that energy in her voice?
Good morning.
You know
She
what?
ready.
Hey, y'all know I'm in Dallas, right? So it's
Yeah.
5:15 here.
So you
Come
know
on,
what?
Dallas.
We appreciate you getting up this morning, but you know what? I just want to give a little history real quick before we get back in. So
Okay.
Vivian Hughes is a cousin to my sister, which is your cousin, Nicole Anderson. So shout out to Nicole Anderson for introducing me to Vivian Hughes, CEO of 360 Mindful Solutions. What you got going on today? What are you sharing with us today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Anytime somebody's doing something as wonderful as you all are doing, helping impact the lives of really you don't even know how many, because that ripple effect is. So what I got going on is you. That's it, because I don't even know what a day looks like. I don't know that I've ever seen a day at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know what I got going on today. But I do know I want to talk about, I heard on while I was in the green room or waiting, that it was Mental Health Month, and you're talking about mental health, and you have other folks coming on regarding that. So whatever I can share and give to help empower our folks to take control and be in the driver's seat of their well-being,
wow.
I'm here.
I'm excited to hear about that, especially being a mental health advocate myself. So since we're talking about that, let's just share with the listeners, what is well-being?
Oh, what a wonderful question. So well-being is your mental, your physical, your emotional, your state. It's everything that encompasses you. So if you're in a state of fight or flight, or if you're in a state of frantic energy, it compromises everything else that you have going on. Your well-being, being able to feel whole, mind, body, and spirit, puts you in a whole nother state where you can tap into creativity, where you can tap into some optimism so that you can figure things out. So making sure that you're sleeping properly, eating properly, drinking water, things like that. There's science to prove that even a 2% water deficit can cause you to be stressed and have some type of depression or mood swings. We're so impacted by that. But then what we take into our gates, our mouths, our eyes, our ears, the people who watch the news a lot might be a little bit more high-strung. People who take in healthy, nutritious foods, as well as intake uplifting content like what you all put out, it all feeds and fuels their well-being so they can make decisions that support what it is they want to see happen in their life.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Got another question for you. Why is it important to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions? And how can we do this? You said, how can we do this?
Good question. So our brains can be on autopilot. I don't know if you all have ever heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He wrote the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That was one of my, I like to call it the gateway pieces of content that took me so deep into understanding how so many of our thoughts are autopilot. So we're thinking thoughts that aren't even supportive of what it is that we want to have happen. So if I wake up and I'm like, oh, God, today it's going to suck, it's going to be awful, I got this to worry about, this person's doing this thing, I'm making up all that. That's the story that I decided to tell myself. I could choose another thought. Yes, the facts are I may have to pay rent. I may have to pay a car note. I may have to, and I may not see the dollar today to do that. However, I could choose another thought. I can say, you know what? Today opportunities are endless. So I got health. I got my strength. I'm going to figure this out because whatever I choose to have happen in my life, I can help magnetize that, and I can help move in that direction. So choosing to think a thought that supports your outcome, we have the power to do that. But right now there's so much manipulation with what people are taking in. So with all the internet experts, with all the information that's coming out, people tell you what to think and you think it. You just jump on the bandwagon sometimes. Some of us will just like, oh, my God, is that? Okay, I'm going to believe that. Well, wait. That doesn't support me, so I'm going to choose a different thought.
Wow. Yeah, so you know what? So we had some behind the scenes early this morning, and we have behind the scenes every week. And I think that sometimes when we say stuff and when we do stuff, we are not actually aware of our thoughts and our feelings and actually our actions. And so my question is, why is it important to become more aware of our thoughts and our feelings? And how actually do we do this? Because sometimes we don't have control.
Stop. Just stop. Just be aware instead of moving on autopilot.
I love this because, you know.
Wrong week to be on.
Regina and Gil kind of asked similar things, but you said something. We need to choose to think a thought to support our actions, that thought, our outcome. And, you know, Scripture says, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Yes.
So to be in control of thoughts and actions, you got to be more aware of what's happening around you. So you have to understand that you get to dictate how you respond. Nobody can make you do anything. You have the power to make yourself do it. But how you control yourself matters. So you talked about, you know, some choosing
to that?
to
respond to that?
Yeah, but I that was a statement. That
Go
wasn't
ahead,
a question.
keep going. Yeah.
It was a statement. It wasn't a question.
Vivian said, keep going.
I just want you to discuss how individuals can identify and address self-sabotaging behaviors. I just want you to address that.
Today. I'm walking
Yeah.
off. I'm walking off
Yeah.
today.
So wait, you feel it. It's when people tap into their body and just feel it, when you're thinking a thought that doesn't feel good, but we're so used to not feeling good that it's our normal state.
Yes.
So once you get used to saying, you know what, I don't like that. I don't want to, well, first, you are aware that you don't have to feel that way. You are aware you don't have to think that way, because so much of our conditioning in society, culture, everything that has happened throughout our lives and our great-grandparents, grandparents, all the things that, people had to do in order to survive at a certain point. We've evolved to a place where we get to choose. We get to choose fulfillment. We get to choose satisfaction. We get to choose peace. And a lot of people are
Did
just
you say
not.
we get to choose peace?
PEACE.
Oh.
So we get to choose peace, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need to talk about trigger, though. How do you control peace and you get triggered? How do you calm down?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
Come on, mindfulness.
How do you calm
Come
down?
on, mindfulness.
360 mind. How do you calm down?
Come on, mindfulness.
Because I probably needed you about an hour ago.
I teach this in some of my workshops. It's becoming unoffendable.
Yeah. Unoffendable.
Unoffendable. What you think about me and what you say about me has nothing to do with me. So maybe I'm impacted slightly, but I'm not holding it.
That's good.
I'm not you.
Not
like MC Hammer said years ago. You can't touch this. You cannot offend me, Vivian. I don't know what you're talking about. You crazy. You think you're doing this. I don't like you. Fine, have at it, because everything that you think about me is a set of your frame of references from your past, and you're so busy projecting onto me how you feel about me. You need to go look at you, because I don't have that much to say about anybody else, because you're doing you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So is that consciously why, and this kind of leads into the question that I have.
Okay.
Why is it important to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions in the time of expressing emotions?
Mm-hmm. Like same time, not when you go home later and you think about it, you're like, I could have done something different.
Why is
in the moment.
Right. Why is it important to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions in the moment?
In the moment. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we can all remember a time when we wish we had done something different, right? So we know it's important to do it, but how do we actually do it?
Yes.
Taking that time every day to just be still. I tell people to start with 1 minute. Set a timer on your phone for 1 minute and just sit in silence. Don't have anything else on, and just breathe for 1 minute. Mm-hmm. What you're going to do is become aware of just you. It's just you. Your thoughts are going to keep coming and going. You're not going to have an empty brain. It's not like you're meditating to the degree where there's nothingness. Thoughts are going to come and go, but you're just going to sit and you're going to allow them to pass. Being able to take a beat comes with practice.
Yeah.
Having that ability to be at peace and not feeling like you need to clap back. We've been conditioned to respond so fast. The faster you can respond, let me hurry up and get in there. Yeah.
I love that.
That doesn't have to be.
I love that. And so you said
silence is the strategy.
We've been conditioned to respond, and sometimes we let temporary situations cause lifetime circumstances. And because we have been conditioned to respond. But sometimes...
Is that a cultural thing?
I don't think that it's a culture thing per se. I think different cultures respond differently. So but I think that's an individual thing.
So some people actually walk away.
Yeah, but some people have trained themselves so that they can walk away.
So Vivian, it's funny that you say, like take 5 minutes. But on my way in this morning, I didn't turn the radio on. It takes me about almost 15 minutes to get here. And for some reason, I did not turn the radio on. I just took a drive in. Because I didn't know what was going to happen this morning. You know what I mean? We always have a great show. But some just said, Regina, don't turn the radio on. Get your mind together for the day. Because you have a long day. And I don't usually do that, but I'm finding myself conditioning myself to do that. But let's lead into this question, because this is probably for me on this one. So let's talk about self-compassion and overcoming setbacks and navigating through challenges. And, I mean, can you elaborate on that? I mean, I know I didn't complete my sentence, but can you just elaborate on that, please? Because, again, this is for me, and this is for everybody that's listening, too.
So I'm going to grab the self-compassion part and then bring back whatever else I don't get, because that was a big statement and question in there. So self-compassion, if you weren't born and raised in a home where compassion was like the undertone, the backdrop was compassion, I've met so many people who grew up in these healthy environments where it led with compassion that I didn't even realize that was a thing, because I had to get it done. I had stuff I had to do. Yes, my mother was an incredibly loving mother, still is, just loving, so sweet, so loving. But we didn't even really have the word compassion. We had to get stuff done. We had to keep it moving. Self-compassion is to be able to say, I didn't get that right, and that's okay, because I'm not AI. I'm a human, so I am going to fall short, and I'm going to give myself another shot to do it tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. I think when you let yourself off the hook and know that everything works together for my good.
That's Bible.
I missed the shot. Who cares? Okay, I missed the shot. We'll do it again tomorrow. I heard Kobe Bryant say something about, they said, is it something about winning that pushes you or fear of losing? And he said, neither. I'm in there to figure things out, because if either one motivates me, or if I'm a clutch to either one, then they both control me. But I just get in there and I try to figure things out. If I can figure this out, I'm good. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't.
Yeah, that was a big statement he said, though, because he let it be known that nothing is controlling him other than God. Nothing.
That's it.
And so that's good. So you talked about the self-compassion. Can we talk about how that plays in overcoming the setbacks? Because I know we just said that what he said, but self-compassion, if you didn't have it in your house, how do you navigate through that?
So self-compassion, if you didn't have it, how do you navigate through that? Okay, I'm taking that in, because I think awareness is key. Awareness and having some accountability, having somebody else in your life who's going to help you see where, you know what, you are doing the thing. Just, relax a little bit. Don't be so hard on yourself. When you have been hard on yourself for 5 decades or 4 decades or 6 decades, it's not something that's easily done without a village. I have people, and you brought up my cousin Nicole very early on, Regina, and she is one of my people who will say, but do you know what you've done? Do you see what you've accomplished? Like if I'm coming down on myself, like, I was supposed to hit this goal, I didn't do it. And she's like, but cousin, do you see what you've done? Mm-hmm. And, my kid's father passed away in 2018. I have 3. They're 24, 23, and 16 now. And they were younger. It was 8 years ago, and I can't do math this early in the morning, so there's that. But just all the things that happen in a child's life, and, as a mother, it's like, oh, my God, I should have been able to do something different. I should have been able to figure this out. And Nicole's like, do you know how much you're doing on your own, with your village? Like, come on, we gotta be more compassionate. And that right there helps me to get back to saying, you know what? Yeah, let me show myself some love in this, because I don't need to be over here having a stroke or going crazy or losing my mind, because that's possible. Your body's going to process everything that you're doing to it. So once you know this thought that I'm thinking could impact my health on a greater scale, and do I want to be able to be flexible and movable and out here in the world shaking and baking? Yes. So I need to chill out and give my body some love.
So I think what happens, though, Vivian, is that we don't celebrate ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves that we have to sit back and celebrate ourselves. Say, hey, we may not accomplish this goal in a certain period of time, but it's all about celebration. Sometimes when you got your village and you got people that are there for you, they will clap for you. But sometimes if you got that village, they need to clap for you because you need to be, just for instance, Dr. T, she clapped for me this morning, and I didn't even expect it. So you got to celebrate. And I'm telling you, I've been following you on LinkedIn, and I see all the great things that you're actually doing in the world. You go on to different companies and actually changing mindsets, right? But I want you to talk about exactly what you do, because we went all into asking questions. We know you, right? But the world doesn't know you.
We did just dive in, didn't we? Like we sitting around the kitchen table. Good morning.
That's what we do. Yes. That's what we do.
I love it. So what I do in my company is other companies will have us come in to do conflict resolution, stress management, and the whole premise of it is to get teams to be able to function better and be less adversarial, that they're, so you ever heard them say, like, you push my buttons? Well, how about we have your buttons not be exposed so nobody will push your buttons, so you can extend some grace to people.
What?
Because a lot...
Talk a little bit about that, though.
What?
Talk a little bit about how...
Yeah.
We got about 4 minutes, so...
Okay. It goes back to being unoffendable, Dr. C, just real quick. Unoffendable. When they say, like, oh, I'm going to get your goat. Well, you can't get my goat because I don't have a goat to be got. You can't touch this. Like, when you get to the place and you decide in your mind that nobody out there is going to have control over me like that, because they had their own stuff going on. So we go into companies and we have them do different exercises, so that when people are saying, well, my manager is toxic or this, and I read an article that said that, I think it was on Business Insider, something like 40% of the people are in therapy saying that they have a toxic boss. And I'm reading it and I get it. I thoroughly get it. But it's also, what are you doing in those environments to help your boss understand that that's not how we operate? I get to help you understand how to flow with me. And there's a lot of choice out here. So in the event this isn't a good fit, because no matter what I say or do in this environment, this person's not looking at becoming a little bit more self-aware and able to self-regulate, then I'm going to go ahead and put an application in over here somewhere. Or I can take control over this. We're not in a day and age where I don't have another choice. Choices are endless. You got choices?
Wow.
And that's what we do. And and then we teach people how to breathe, and we do meditations and all of that. But companies bring us in because there's conflict, because they want their folks to be able to operate better in chaos, where it's like those still waters run deep, regardless what's happening on the surface. Yeah. I'm not going to be in here all crazy. That's really what we do.
So, Vivian, for all the listeners, if they have, if they want to contact you, how do they contact you, especially if they're in Michigan and you're in Dallas? How can you? So, and actually, I have a coach in Michigan, too, so there's that.
But I'm at 360mindfulsolutions.com, and that's 360mindfulsolutions.com. And I'm on LinkedIn as Vivian Hughes. Facebook, Vivian Hughes, Instagram, Viv Hughes, TikTok, Vivian Hughes 360. That's where you can find me. And if anybody wants to, you'll get an opportunity to sign up for my subscription list. When I do workshops or set up different communities or pop-ups anywhere, you'll get an email to let you know where we're going to be and what we're doing if you want to participate.
And then you also have a book on Amazon, It's All Me, The Modern Women's Guide to Thriving After Divorce. Right?
Yes, that was my COVID delivery. Yep, I published that in 2020. It's on Amazon. So,
can you give us a real recap of what the book is about?
Ooh, thank you. So, growing up, being somebody, so the book in the synopsis is it's about taking culpability for my part and why the marriage didn't work. It's not blaming myself for the marriage not working, but it's taking culpability. And it also talks about moving from somebody's daughter to somebody's student to somebody's employee to somebody's wife to somebody's mother, and never really becoming a woman and understanding what that woman wanted, what that woman needed, who was I on a core level. Just never took a beat to say, well, do I like this? Do I not like that? And then the victim, the villain, and the hero. Sometimes we want to be the villain the victim in the story and our exes, the villain, and it's all their fault. It's all their fault. And it's like, well, is it really? And even if it is, we still have power of choice.
Wow.
So the book is just taking your power back, because if you're a victim in one area of your life, likely that's bleeding over to multiple areas. So how you do one thing is how a lot of things are done.
I love it. So tell the listeners one more time, how can they get in contact with you?
Okay, holla at your girl on 360 Mindful Solutions, my website, and then LinkedIn, Vivian Hughes, Facebook, Vivian Hughes, and TikTok, Vivian Hughes 360.
Wow.
Instagram, Viv Hughes, I believe it is. Yeah.
So you guys heard it here first. Vivian Hughes, you know how to contact her, and we'll be right back after this break. Since 1949, May has been recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month. The Restoration Village invites you to join us on Saturday, May 4th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at UWM Sports Complex in Pontiac, Michigan, as we celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month with our third annual Mental Health Awareness Summit, My Mental Health is My Business. Come hear from keynote speaker, Detroit native Dr. Sabrina Jackson, as she shares strategies and inspires us to care for our mental health. There will be a variety of community resources and much more. This event is free and for the entire family, with activities for youth and teens. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday, May 4th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at UWM Sports Complex in Pontiac, Michigan for Mental Health is My Business.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Lunghamer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule the next service appointment at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Regina the Queen of Carlone's here with Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina the Queen of Carlones. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina the Queen of Carlones at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
So we're back, and we have Cathy Washington, our financial coach, all the way out of Atlanta, Georgia, who joins us every month.
Cathy, what's up? And not so hot Atlanta.
Good morning, Cathy.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning?
Man, we're good this morning. How you doing down there?
Doing great.
Cathy, what you got your heat on? What's the temperature? Where you leave it at?
You know what? I typically leave it around 70, 75, you know.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 75.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you in Michigan, if you turn it over 68 in my house, it's a problem.
Oh, you talking about, we got the right one on the car when you can leave it at 75.
Oh, yeah.
We got some news you can use today, Jack.
News you can use looking at that bill.
That's what happens when you got that good credit.
We got that good credit.
When you got that banging
and
credit.
Good furnace.
And a high-efficient furnace.
Yes. So, Cathy, again, good morning. We're so excited to have you on.
Good morning, man.
Let's dive right in. What we talking about today?
Listen, I'm so glad to be here with you all today. I want to talk briefly about some myths that we kind of experience when we think about credit. Because I think there's a lot, and I'll talk a little bit about my process as well, but I want to talk a little bit about some myths, guys, because, you know, at the end of the day, people have things in their head. Like they have perception, and sometimes perception is sometimes people's reality. But today we want to talk about some of these myths that people have around credit, you know, and I just want to dive into that. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, I'll tell you that one of the things that some people think is that closing out a credit card account improves my credit score. And reality is closing out an account can actually lower your credit score just by, you know, reducing your available credit and shorten that credit history. So just want to kind of wrap people's heads around that, just because you close out an account, that's going to, improve your score. Really, what it does is, because we've talked on this show many times about, the 5 factors of your that credit pie, if you will, what makes up that credit score. And we know length of credit history really plays a part. So we want to make sure that we are keeping those cards open, just keeping them at a 0 balance or very low balance.
So that's good, Cathy. So if I had, for instance, a Visa card that I opened back in 2012, even though I'm not using the card, I should not cancel the card out. Is that because of longevity with the company, or like how does that, even
That's
affect
right.
my score? Okay.
Yes, it's around, one of the factors is, length of credit history, right? And so if you had that card open since 2012, you've got a good deal of history with that company and reporting to the bureau. So you want to keep that card open because that looks good on your credit report.
Regardless if I use it or not?
Regardless of if you use it or not. I would say, every 3 to 6 months, or at least once a year or once or twice a year, use the card so that it stays active, because you don't want the credit card companies just to say, oh, she doesn't need this card. She just closes it out for you. So you just want to make sure you're being responsible, right?
So I think what a lot of people do when you think about it, they always think about, well, I'm not using it. I'm just going to close it. I'm just done with it. And
that's right.
You're saying they need to be smart and not use it. They just need to use it gas, or what should they use it for? Should they pay it off, or should they just?
Sure, if you pay it off, that's no problem. You just want to make sure you show some activity on the card within a reasonable amount of time. And typically these credit card companies will look at, people's accounts. They do some sort of internal, review, 6 months or a year. So as long as you have some sort of activity within that time frame, you should be okay. You just don't want the card to be inadvertently closed for you, because that still affects your history, your credit, length of credit history.
Do you have another myth that people think and it's not what they think it is?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes people feel like having a lot of money means you got good credit. I see somebody driving in, a luxury vehicle. Oh, you just automatically assume that person's got good credit, but they could have gone to a buy here, pay here, and paying an exorbitant amount of interest. So just that whole perception that, hey, looks like they got a lot of money, they got something going on, but really having a stable income is beneficial. And it actually, credit card is based on credit scores is really based on your credit history, your payment history, and other factors. So you just want to just not have that perception that, hey, just because they got some money, they got good credit.
Wow. So, Cathy, for the listeners, so you gave us, a myth. The first myth, and the second one is just because people have money doesn't mean that their credit is intact. But let's kind of talk about, for those that are listening who, like, I don't even know what to apply for. Like, I know you told us in the past that one of the cards we should apply for may be a Capital One, but what about like J.C. Penney's and places like that? Are those cards just as good as a Capital One card, like when it comes to credit score?
Yes, I think. Well, my belief and understanding is that you really department store you're limited to just that, department store. So you really want a major card like a Visa or MasterCard or, American Express, someplace that you can use, some cards that you can use, in multiple different locations. So I think, having one of those types of cards is much more beneficial than having necessarily a department store card.
I agree. But so if I wanted to get American Express, would getting one of those cards help me to maybe obtain it if I didn't have credit? Like, so for instance, I remember my daughter, the first card she got was a department store card. And so are those cards good at helping establish credit so you can move forward with like American Express and things like that to show credit history?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You can start with those. And you can also start, there are some credit builder products that are out there on the market as well, like Self. You can actually get a credit builder with them, and that they will, after so many months, I believe it's like 3 to 6 months after you've paid the credit builder off, they will allow that now credit from that credit builder to go toward a credit card. It's more like a secure card because they're using your deposit from that credit builder to now fund that, the credit card, which puts you in a much better position. It's a starter card, but it helps you rebuild your credit or start credit if you don't have any.
So, before we run out of time, I want us to spend a couple minutes on, like, 3 or 4 minutes on the process, because we have you on every month. But if you need to reach out to Cathy, even though we're not done yet, how would they reach you? If they want to do, credit repair or, even getting a credit card, how would they reach you?
Absolutely, Regina. Thank you for that. They can give me a call at 1-800-988-9184, 1-800-988-9184. I'd like to do consultations. And those are free. People can just give a call and get some information regarding, this process. But typically what we do is we're going to do a full analysis of your credit, and we're going to, if you come on the program, we're going to dispute everything that's negative that's on your credit. You have a say in that, of course. There are some accounts that, you may already be working with the lender and may not want it disputed necessarily because you already got conversations going on. But we're going to dispute everything that you authorized. And then once we go through that dispute process, we're going to send out your letters for you. And then from there, we will wait for the bureaus, because they, by law, have 30 to 45 days to complete their investigation on their side, because you have a right, based on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have a right to dispute all negative items that have been reported on your behalf. So that's our process, basically just a dispute process. We're going to dispute all the negative items that you have on your credit report, and then we're going to wait for the bureaus, and then we're going to evaluate that and go through the cycle again. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised the kind of things that lands on people's credit report, because they're not always looking at it, right? They're not always being in a position where they need credit. So, and I'm always saying, listen, be your own personal advocate. Check your credit score. Check your report. And you have so many different products that are out there where you can do that. And you can literally give me a call, and we can share even more in detail on how that process works, Regina. I hope that's helpful.
It is. It's very helpful, very helpful. And you brought up something that was going to be my question, is your company is a very powerful company in this industry. What products do you offer, if you can, just what kind of products do you offer?
Absolutely. We do, of course, the credit repair. We also offer, budgeting to help people kind of get their arms around, monies that's coming in and monies that are going out. We also offer debt reduction. We want to help people get out of debt, because there are a lot of people that have an enormous amount of debt and they just can't figure it out. So we have some aggressive, we have some acceleration programs to help you reduce your debt. We also have some other financial products to help you from a savings perspective. If you're looking to save for, some goal that you and your family are trying to achieve, whether that's buying a house, whether that's buying a vehicle, going on a family vacation. We have a savings goal that's available for you as well. And then lastly, I would say that we have, and we have several others, but these are the main ones that I like to make sure people know that we have. There are so many families out here that do not have a will and a trust. And that is just, oh, my goodness, especially in so many different ethnic groups. It's just not a thing, right? We see GoFundMe accounts when loved ones pass away. And I just really wanted people to leave a love letter for your family. Get a will, get a trust, so that you can make sure that you leave them in the best position when you leave this earth. So that's something that I'm always talking about, because I had it happen to me as my youngest sister went on to be with the Lord a few years ago. But fortunately, because she has a special needs daughter, if she had not had that product in place, we would not have known. My niece potentially could have become a ward of the state. So those are really real factors, right?
Gotcha.
I like how you said leave a love letter for your family. And so you are helping people get their affairs in order. So not just credit affairs, but you're helping them with affairs long after you're gone. So this is kind of a legacy you're helping people put in place.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
That.
So at what age do you think that you should start establishing your children's credit?
Oh, that's a great question. We have people start their children's credit as young as, 10 years or older. And some people have even started younger because they are adding them like a authorized user on one of their cards, and that started to kind of, start that credit profile for their youth. But, just keeping those cards with you. And then also gives you an opportunity to make sure you stay on top of your child's credit.
Mm-hmm. And if your child is an authorized user, say they're 10 years old, is it that a separate card or a separate product that you have? And do they have to actively use it, or do you just use it actively in like buying them Z-Bucks or something to play video games and then pay it, those type of things?
Those are the things that I would do.
Okay.
Definitely use the card. You keep it as the responsible adult, right? Parent, keep the card, and you buy something for that child and pay it off. And, it's still reporting, and that just starts to build the child's credit history.
And then getting that separate card, that separate number is what helps to identify what goes to their credit versus going to yours, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did I read that right? Okay. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Let us know how they can get a hold to you on all your social media platforms one more time, please.
Absolutely. 1-800-988-9184 is my number. And then, of course, you can reach me on social media at impactlifenow.com as well as CathyWashington.com.
Awesome.
Wow. It's been amazing, Cathy. Thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you on next month.
Absolutely.
Hey, when
Thank
you
you
coming to Michigan? You need to get to Michigan soon in the next 6 months.
Let's figure it out. We're going to make it happen.
Awesome.
Good. Right. Happy Saturday, Cathy.
Happy Saturday, Cathy.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a great show.
It's been an amazing show this morning.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Yeah.
Amazing show.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. We had Vivian Hughes on, and she was 360 Mindful Solutions, and Cathy Washington, our financial coach out of Atlanta. So shout out to those women.
So
Vivian said you could choose.
Yeah, but we went from one part of the world to another. We went to Dallas, then we went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
And we off in Michigan, right?
Off in Michigan.
Yeah.
Isn't radio something else?
Yeah.
Man.
Yes.
It goes out and it reaches out.
Good.
All right.
Man,
I
take
hope
care of
y'all
yourself.
took this news y'all can use.
News you can use.
Happy
Have a good
Saturday,
week.
everybody.
Happy Saturday.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, mental health expert Dr. Teresa Moore, and community engager Gil Garrett. Brought to you by Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet of Waterford. Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday mix of community, cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Thank you for listening.